Prophecy Chronicles with God's servant Yamkela Joseph. In this broadcast you will receive updates on prophecies which the Lord has spoken through his enabled servant.
I want you to pray. There is a deliberate intent to destroy the Zulu nation. There is a deliberate intent to destroy the people of KZN. The devil and his agents that are working in political powers are devising a strategy to first destroy the Zulu nation before they destroy the entire country.
The Pretoria High Court has set aside the decision by President Cyril Ramaphosa to recognize King Misuzulu as the leader of the AmaZulu nation. 2 applications for review were brought by the late king's brother, that's Prince Misuzulu, as well as the half-brother of King Misuzulu, Prince Zulu.
And pray, because the last king, what happened to the last king should not happen to the present king. And also what happened to the mother of the present king should not happen to this present king. Pray and pray for the Zulu nation. There is a deliberate intent to destroy that nation. I want you to pray and pray right now.
The applications were not made to determine who the heir to the throne is, but sought relief to review and set aside the meeting held on the 14th of May back in 2021, where the heir to the throne was appointed.
There is a plot by the enemy to destroy the nation, the Zulu nation in particular. The devil has made a certain kind of a script that is starting with the destruction of the nation before he ultimately destroy South Africa as a whole.
The court hasn't ruled out that Misuzulu is not a king, but the court says in the meetings to a held, it looks as if there was some sort of not following certain procedures according to the Traditional Act of 2019, if I'm not mistaken, and that we don't know what are the loopholes there, and that is why they say somehow a committee, if I'm not mistaken, should be appointed in order to investigate that and see where the flaws happened and also what is it that was never fulfilled.
The Lord has spoken to me that what we saw before, it is simply the beginning. There are more attacks that are coming to KZN, that are going to come to the Zulu nation, that the enemy has prepared against that province. Now, many South Africans might think this is just another provincial attack, but I tell you, this is bigger. This is bigger than you would expect. And pray that the Lord Jesus Christ may stretch out his hand and save the nation of South Africa. South Africa has to pray, and pray even for the Zulu kingdom. For the Zulu kingdom, that is where many things will also come from.
Especially if this continues to hang in the balance, at least in the eyes of some people.
I think it's to be very difficult for him, and also particularly amongst his other Abantwana, and also at Unzungulu, because we must remember that even though the court gave this ruling, there was also the infighting in the Unzungulu amongst the Abantwana and so on. So maybe that is going to intensify now because of this action which has actually happened, and other Abantwana who are not interested in this fight, they might actually put more pressure, which will give more pressure to him, of which it will actually make him not to be able to perform some of his duties and also to do some of his work. And also on the other side, what I'm scared of is that, his salary is coming from the government and most of the resources from the government. Now, if the court rules this, maybe the government will say, okay, let's hold back some of the resources, and also which will make some of the things to be very difficult for him to perform.
Yeah.
And for reasons known to them, this is their first journey. But remember, when the fire is in next door, that means if you don't help the next door neighbor to quench the fires out, that fire will spill into your own house as well. It will spill in your own house and you won't be able to stop it. So South Africans should not ignore the prayer and pray for the Zulu nation, because if they allow the Zulu nation to be destroyed, that destruction will spill into all other provinces as well. There is a deliberate intent to destroy the Zulu nation by these agents of darkness. These agents of darkness, they are working with high individuals in political powers. And I want you to pray for the people of KZN.
Servant Yamkela Joseph has been released by God in the year of 2020 to publicly prophesy and speak to the nations of the world. Since then we have seen many prophetic fulfillment and events foretold before they happen in a very accurate and powerful way. If this generation is to believe, they should know that Jesus Christ is the same yesterday, today, and forever.
A night of justice at the courts of heaven, with God's enabled servant Yamkela Joseph. The 21st of October 2023, Mount Zion, Bula Conference Center, Germiston, Johannesburg. Let your case be judged by heaven. Don't miss it for anything. Register right now. Your ministry to the prophet. Donate now, using these details.